Quiet on the set, please.
Quiet on the set. And 3.
Hi.
That's not on 3. It goes on.
Oh, I'm
1.
sorry. You go ahead.
And 3.
I have an idea.
Pretend like I'm off camera right now.
No, I know. I'm gonna
3.
No. Yeah.
And
could
3.
you give me one of those?
Yes, I'll do that.
Thanks.
I'm gonna do that on after 1. I'm gonna go 1 like this. It's
yeah,
how
like an
we
old-fashioned television show.
And 3.
And is this my camera here?
2.
Okay, so
1.
I'm gonna be just like, hi. So sorry. Can we get another take? Can we get another take? Should we just get one more take? This is the first time I've done the show.
3. And
Hi.
3.
Oh, sorry.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm Timothy Olyphant, and thank you for joining us today. And here today is my first guest, Walton Goggins.
Yeah, Walton Goggins. Hi, everybody.
You look great.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
What is it that you eat?
You know, nothing, actually.
And it shows, and
Thank
it's
you.
marvelous.
Yeah. I eat a lot of lettuce. I try to eat a lot of lettuce.
The greens.
You know, thanks,
yes,
man.
please
Thank you
don't-
very, very
please
much.
Don't text during
yeah,
the show.
during the talk show. I'm gonna put the phone down during the talk show. Yeah, I try to just keep as lean as possible. You know,
We're here in Santa
actually,
Monica,
let me ask you
California.
something.
It's
Let
a
me
lovely
ask you
day.
something. I've
And,
seen your
my
body.
guest today is Walt Goggins, as I said before. And I'm sorry, Walt, were you
Now,
saying
I've
something?
seen your body, as have everybody else that watches this show.
This isn't
So
how
I
I
should
planned
ask you this question.
show.
What do you eat?
I don't remember this going.
What do you eat? What do you eat for lunch? What do you eat for lunch?
I try to eat 3 well-balanced meals and then 2 snacks.
Oh, wow.
5 small meals throughout the day, sustaining the energy. That's how I do it on the set.
But I've seen you eat
That's
lunch.
part
and
of the
I've seen,
secret to the magic.
But I've seen you eat a
That
lot
you-
of meat,
you-
a lot of steak.
No.
No? Some chicken?
Where's this coming from?
Fish. I mean, I've seen you have
Let's talk about the first time.
we
First
met?
time we even spoke about.
How
We
about the
met.
first time we met?
Did we meet in a parking lot?
In a parking lot.
outside Staples Center.
Yeah,
in
it
Los
was not
Angeles?
like it sounds. It was rather innocuous.
You were with Ray McKinnon.
I was with a mutual
Lovely,
friend.
talented Ray McKinnon,
Yep.
who I had the pleasure of working with on a show called Deadwood. We're not here to talk about that.
Yeah.
And you guys we were at it was like a Clipper game or something.
It was a Clipper game.
Must have been a Clipper
because
game,
he
and
doesn't
so
like the Lakers for some reason. Yeah, it was a Clipper
Nor
game.
do I.
There you go.
There.
Wow.
I said it. I grew up in Northern California, and then I moved to New York, and I'm not going to come to L.A. and be a Laker fan. It's
Yeah.
you know what you can do, though? You can come here and be a Dodger fan. It's a very curious
Well, unless you're from
difference.
Georgia.
But L.A., you're like, I hated that team.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember hating the Dodgers.
Yeah. Well, if you're from Georgia, you're a Braves fan. But you know, you don't have to bring the Hawks with you. You know, so you can kind of have both. You live in a city with 2 sports teams. But anyway, that's
So
where
we met
that's where
there.
We met. Yeah.
And then ran into each other once or twice maybe since then. And then when this came up, they said, first on the list is Walt. And did you pass? Because I remember, or did you pass, or did you hesitate? Because then I
soft
remember then
pass.
they went and started talking to me about a bunch of other actors.
Yes,
And I
yeah.
said, fellas,
Yeah.
go back to Walt.
Yeah.
And then I picked up the phone and I called you.
Yes.
And we got on the phone and spoke about the
Yeah.
about the show.
About what it could be. About what like kind of reading between the lines.
I found
what-
you kind of a typical actor, really. I
you?
I paid you a lot of compliments, and I told you how much we really wanted you, and that's pretty much all it took. You're just like, you just needed, you know what I mean? You want a little stroking.
Yeah, just a little stroking, man.
No, but we did talk. We really did talk about.
We did talk
We talked
about
about the show, and we talked
Yeah.
about where we want to take the characters.
Talked about the relationship between these 2 people, and we talked about how the relationship would evolve over the course of 1 episode.
That's right.
Because it was just 1 episode.
Yeah.
And for me, I just didn't want to come across as the uneducated,
South
bad
cliches.
Southern guy,
Yeah.
cliche guy.
We want to keep it. Yeah.
Yeah, to keep it really kind of fresh and fun. And we started like kind of riffing, improvising kind of some dialogue in the one scene in the church.
Yeah.
It was already there, but we just kind of said,
Yeah.
okay, well, what kind of is it? And then that became a lot of fun. I remember where I was when we had that conversation. I was standing out on my back patio.
I was on a street corner.
Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like the parking lot story.
You just had a conversation.
I was outside the
with
place
me,
on like
in between the Lakers
Olympic
and the
or
Clippers
Pico
game?
where you pay like parking tickets.
Oh wow!
But it wasn't
okay.
for parking tickets.
Yeah.
Like, did you get parking
Yeah.
passes or something?
We had a really nice conversation.
Can't believe I don't have someone that does that for me.
And then we showed up and like literally,
God,
when
that was
did you
fun.
know that it was kind of like special? For me, like for me, it was the very first day. The very first scene that we did, the church.
It was a church.
The very first thing that we
Unbelievable.
did, day 1.
That was that.
That was day one.
I know.
I only had
by the
two
way,
scenes
the
with you.
homosexual
I only had 3 scenes with you.
undertones, maybe they're overtones here, are really big. But I remember that choice that the characters that really, let's characters.
We're kind of
I don't even
behind
know what that
characters,
fucking means. A bunch of words on the page. The embrace outside the church killed me.
It was fun.
I just thought, it felt like one of those deals where you're like, because, we saw my character kills a guy on the rooftop, you kill the guy in the back of the car, you're this white supremacist dude with the tats, and here they pull up, here's the meat, and they go, and you're like, what's up, buddy? And big old hugs, and you thought, this is good.
Oh,
it's
buddy,
amazing
I
how
felt the
sometimes a
same way.
moment is like, that's a great moment.
Yeah, the jazz kind of aspect that I feel, working with you is it's so fresh and it's so different every single time, and it's not. We don't have a lot of conversations about it really beforehand. I mean,
No.
we talk like a little bit on the phone, but not really about any of the specifics. And sometimes we disagree. But more often than not, we agree, and it's.
I don't disagree with you, ever.
It's really.
We've had
it's
lengthy
exciting.
meetings.
We've had lengthy meetings.
We've had lengthy
Yeah.
meetings.
Yeah, yeah.
About which direction to take
Yeah.
the characters.
Yeah, in the best way. Yeah,
No,
that
it's
was,
been amazing.
But that was the very first scene that we did was the church scene, and the last scene that we did was at the dinner table with Joelle, with
good.
Ava. Yeah.
I mean, those scenes in that first pilot.
Buddy.
That pilot was so good.
It was so
just
much
money.
fun. Yeah,
Moment after moment after moment.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite scenes that we've done. Well, I'll say one of my favorite scenes in the pilot was with Dewey Crow. You and Dewey Crow
wasn't
from the pilot.
Oh, with me and Dewey.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
that
and Dewey.
makes more sense.
No, you and Dewey from the pilot.
I thought-
The favorite scenes that you did that was my scene with Dewey. No, that scene really kind
No,
of
that's nice. It was a
really
sweet
kind of
scene.
set the tone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
it
nice
really
scene.
really kind of set the
Well,
tone. Just like
Damon's money, first of all.
Damon's money. Yeah,
Boy's good.
yeah.
One of
Boy's
those
really,
guys,
really
his first word out of his mouth, you're just like, wow, this guy's good.
How do you because you have 3 children, and I have 1 child, and much younger than yours.
All
and
right, come by and pick one of my.
yeah, we can do that.
Take
We
'em
do a little
just for like a
babysitting. But
weekend,
what do you find the time to study? How do you study? I mean, how do you? Because it's so consuming being a parent.
Yeah.
It's all consuming being a parent.
Yeah. Well, it can be if you let it. I try not to let it.
Right.
You
neglect to.
You're much more self-sufficient than you realize.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Convince yourself that no matter what you do, they're just going to turn out a certain
gonna be
way,
fine.
and then that allows you just to
That's
say,
right.
"Yeah, there's nothing really I can do anyway."
Everything's cool.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
I'm just gonna worry about my makeup.
Yeah.
What's amazing about this job, is how much you can continue to invest and to give into it. And it never stops asking for more attention. This puppy, it's a beast.
Do you
show.
enjoy kind of your role as producer and participating in the overall story?
I think it's become the most fun I've ever. It's more fun than. I mean, I don't even think of myself as an actor on the show.
Really?
I think that's become part of the trick for me is that it. As an actor, I realize that's essentially what I've been hired to be. So that's not lost on me. But I'm always trying to find, and have been for years, just trying to get out of my head, right?
Yeah.
Trying to be, in an unconscious kind of place where, something spontaneous can happen, where, you get to that place where you want to feel like every take's a rehearsal. You get to that place where I want to remember everything you did.
Yeah.
And nothing I did. And if I'm in that place,
Yeah.
I feel like I bet that was a good take.
Yeah.
If I can, when they say cut, I can say that thing you did, and when you did that, and that.
Yeah.
That's a harder to achieve than I'd like to admit to get to that place.
It is.
Because people
It
put a
is.
bunch of cameras on you. All you think about is, did I get that, or did I do this, or how did I look, or
I never think about that with you.
Well, that's the fun.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You
of
make it
fun.
easy.
Yeah, right back.
I appreciate you saying that. You
Yeah.
make it easy.
Yeah.
And so the producing role, I think, and the fact that they've allowed me, they give me the keys to the, they gave me the keys to the place, and And I don't think they knew when they opened that door a little bit I was going to
Move in, like back up, like. No, I actually sold my house.
Yeah, exactly.
I sold all of my stuff.
Well, they
that's
said,
coming
"Sure, come on in. You want to help with the stories? That's fine. We'll take it." I don't think they were prepared for
But
me backing up the truck and moving in. And
you have a real gift for as a storyteller on a number of levels. Specifically, I don't know if people really know this about you, but you're very funny, and you have a knack for
I've been in the last 10 minutes hilarious.
Hilarious.
I think they've seen it now.
Really funny.
I mean,
but you have a knack for finding humor.
This
in a
is like
scene,
the
and you
14th
don't-
episode right here. It's that good what's happening here.
It's really, really good what's happening here. Yeah.
Yeah, but you as well. I mean, I think sometimes you see things about the show and they talk about what maybe is more obvious, I guess, the tough guy kind of stuff going on and the violence all behind it. But I look at the show as a comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just talking about season 4, segue into another subject. But I was just saying to you, we were talking. You just read the thing, and I said, "Is it funny though? Right? Is it funny? I mean, you got to find the funny."
It's really, really funny.
I keep trying to tell anyone who'll listen to try to make the show more like Curb Your Enthusiasm. I don't think they're taking me seriously, but I really do think that that's what we're doing here. That's what makes Elmore go.
Yeah.
Or at least it's a big part of it.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick up one of his books, flip through a page, stop, and not find something funny.
Yeah. Were you a big? Had you read a lot of Elmore?
You know what?
Before?
I hadn't.
I hadn't either. No.
I've given different answers in interviews in the past.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was a huge fan.
Yeah.
Whatever people want to hear. But honestly, I didn't. I knew the movies.
Yeah.
I loved Get Shorty. I loved Outside.
I love Jackie Brown.
And
man.
I love Jackie Brown.
Yeah.
And those movies were huge. And I remember reading an Elmore Leonard script for The Big Bounce. But I remember reading that thing saying, God, the lead character was such a cool character on the page. And I was like, God, I'd love to get my hands on one of these kind of things. And when I heard about this in Elmore Leonard, I think, oh, the potential. I almost didn't want to read it because I was so excited.
Yeah.
But through this, I started reading Elmore Leonard. I mean, I've read umpteen books and read them more than once.
Yeah.